The 1980s was a bold decade for car design. Automakers were pushing the limits with radical styling, cutting-edge technology, and concepts that looked straight out of a sci-fi movie. Some of these cars redefined expectations, others were completely impractical, and a few were so advanced that they still feel modern today. Did you know that BMW once built a gullwing sports car with turbo power that never made it to production? Or that Nissan created a gas-turbine-powered concept that resembled a spaceship more than a car? From wedge-shaped speed machines to bizarre prototypes, we're diving into 21 of the most unusual concept cars of the 1980s that you've probably never seen before. Number 21. BMW E25 Turbo. Kicking off the list is a BMW that looks like it came from another dimension. The E25 Turbo was a futuristic concept with gullwing doors, a mid-mounted turbocharged engine, and a sharp wedge-like design. It wasn't just for show. This car was a testbed for crash protection features, including impact-absorbing bumpers and a collapsible steering column, elements that influenced future BMW models. Built to celebrate the 1972 Munich Olympics, the E25 Turbo never made it to production, but its aerodynamic shape and turbo technology paved the way for the legendary BMW M1. Its bold styling and focus on performance also helped shape BMW's approach to sports cars. The turbocharged engine, which pushed 276 horsepower, was ahead of its time and hinted at BMW's future use of forced induction in models like the 2002 Turbo and later M-Series cars. While it never hit the road, the E25 Turbo's influence can be seen in BMW's high-performance lineage. Up next, we have a concept so bizarre, it looked more like a spaceship than a car. Number 20. Citroën Karin. A car shaped like a triangle? Yep, the Citroën Karin was one of the strangest concept cars ever built, debuting at the 1980 Paris Motor Show with a pyramid-like structure and a glass-heavy design. Its most radical feature was the three-seater layout, with the driver positioned in the center, similar to what McLaren would later use in the F1 supercar. Inside, the Karin featured a button-heavy cockpit instead of a traditional dashboard, an early take on modern infotainment systems. Though it was never meant for production, its aerodynamic design and interior layout influenced later Citroën models. Number 19. Aston Martin Bulldog. Aston Martin wasn't known for creating wedge-shaped supercars, but the Bulldog broke that mold in spectacular fashion. Designed by William Townes, this striking car stood out with its sharp, angular design, hidden headlights, and scissor doors, giving it a look more in line with Lamborghini than the refined Aston Martin styling. The Bulldog was powered by a twin-turbo 5.3-liter V8 that delivered over 600 horsepower, a staggering figure for its time. Aston Martin originally planned to produce 25 units, but due to high production costs and changing company priorities, only one prototype was ever built. Despite being a one-off, the Bulldog was a serious performer, with a top speed of over 200 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest cars of its era. It offered a glimpse into what Aston Martin could have achieved in the high-performance supercar market, but sadly, it remained an experiment that never reached production. Number 18. DMC-24 DeLorean Sedan. The DeLorean DMC-12 became an icon thanks to Back to the Future, but John DeLorean had even bigger ambitions. Literally, behind the scenes, he was developing a four-door version that could have redefined luxury sedans. Dubbed the DMC-24, this prototype stretched the stainless steel body and kept the signature gullwing doors, but this time, all four doors would open skyward, making it one of the most dramatic sedans ever envisioned. More than just a styling exercise, the DMC-12 aimed to blend practicality with the bold stainless steel aesthetic that made the DMC-12 so distinctive. With a more spacious cabin and a design that looked unlike anything else on the road, it could have been a game-changer for the brand. But timing wasn't on DeLorean's side. As financial troubles mounted, the project stalled, and when the company collapsed, the DMC-24 was left behind as nothing more than a prototype. Had it made it to production, the DMC-24 might have changed the perception of what a sedan could be. Instead, it remains a fascinating what-if in automotive history. And speaking of bold experiments, the next car on our list took inspiration straight from the cockpit of a fighter jet by ditching the steering wheel entirely. Number 17. Ford Cockpit. The Ford Cockpit looked more like something from an airbase than a highway. Inspired by fighter jets, this concept car featured a bubble-style canopy, a control panel packed with switches, and its most daring innovation? A joystick instead of a traditional steering wheel. Ford envisioned the cockpit as an experiment in next-generation driving. The wraparound windshield provided an unobstructed panoramic view, while the interior mirrored the layout of an aircraft, putting every control within easy reach. It was a bold attempt to rethink how drivers interacted with their cars. The design captured imaginations, but joystick steering turned out to be more of a novelty than a practical replacement for a traditional steering wheel. The cockpit never advanced beyond the prototype stage, as the concept was too unconventional for real-world driving. Even so, it remains a fascinating glimpse into an era when automakers explored bold ideas to redefine the driving experience. Number 16. Audi Quattro Spider Concept. The Audi Quattro Spider was a bold attempt to blend mid-engine performance with all-wheel drive in an open-top sports car. At a time when Audi was making a name for itself with rally-winning Quattro technology, this concept aimed to bring that all-wheel drive magic to a lightweight, road-going roadster. Unlike the boxy sedans Audi was known for, the Quattro Spider had a sleek, low-slung design with an emphasis on aerodynamics. Its mid-mountain engine layout promised balanced handling, while the Quattro all-wheel drive system made it a serious contender for high-performance driving, even in less than ideal conditions. Despite its potential, Audi never put the Quattro Spider into production. Some say it was too expensive to develop, while others believe Audi wasn't ready to enter the high-performance roadster market at the time. Either way, it remains one of the rarest and most intriguing Audi concepts ever built. Number 15. Toyota FX1. Toyota took a bold leap with the FX1, a concept car that looked more suited for a sci-fi metropolis than the highways of the 1980s. More than just a design statement, the FX1 served as a showcase for advanced technology, packing features that seemed almost unreal for its time. Inside, the FX1 boasted a fully digital dashboard, complete with a digital speedometer and touchscreen controls, features that were rare in the early 1980s. Toyota also introduced automatic climate control and a computerized navigation system, hinting at the tech-driven future of luxury sedans. Its low-slung aerodynamic body wasn't just for style. Every curve and angle was shaped to enhance performance, improving airflow and stability at high speeds. Toyota saw the FX1 as a glimpse into the evolution of high-end sedans, blending comfort, efficiency, and cutting-edge innovation. Though it never reached production, many of its groundbreaking features made their way into later Toyota models, proving that concept cars, even the most experimental ones, often leave a lasting mark on the industry. Number 14. Nissan NX21. The Nissan NX21 looked like it belonged in a sci-fi movie rather than on a highway. With its smooth bubble-like design and gas turbine engine, Nissan envisioned it as a super-efficient car of the future. The idea was to create a vehicle that combined high performance with fuel efficiency, using turbine technology similar to what was being tested in experimental aircraft and racing prototypes at the time. The NX21's sleek, aerodynamic body was designed to reduce drag as much as possible, while the futuristic interior featured digital displays and a wraparound cockpit. Nissan saw it as a potential solution for next-generation mobility, but there was just one problem. Gas turbines were extremely expensive and impractical for mass production. Ultimately, the cost and complexity of the turbine engine led Nissan to scrap the project. However, elements of its aerodynamic styling and digital cockpit were later incorporated into Nissan's production models, proving that even the wildest concept cars can leave their mark. Number 13. Alfa Romeo Navajo by Bertone. Bertone had a reputation for bold, boundary-pushing designs, and the Alfa Romeo Navajo was one of their most daring experiments. Built on the legendary Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale chassis, this concept car wasn't just about speed. It looked like something plucked from a science fiction dream. With its razor-sharp angles, an oversized rear wing, and a cockpit that felt more like a spacecraft than a sports car, the Navajo turned heads for all the right reasons. Every inch of its design was engineered for aerodynamics, from its concealed headlights to its smooth, sculpted body that sliced through the air with minimal resistance. Beneath the striking exterior, the Navajo carried the heart of a true Alfa Romeo, a 2.0-liter V8 borrowed from the 33 Stradale. It had the pedigree of a high-performance machine, yet only a single prototype was ever built, leaving it as a rare glimpse into what could have been. Although the Navajo never made it to production, its influence lived on, shaping Alfa Romeo and Bertoni's future design language. But if you think this concept was extreme, wait until you see the next car on our list, a machine that blurred the lines between Hollywood fantasy and high-speed engineering. Number 12. Dodge M4S Turbo Interceptor. The Dodge M4S Turbo Interceptor wasn't just a Hollywood prop in the Wraith, it was a serious performance machine. Powered by a mid-mounted 2.2-liter turbocharged inline-4, it produced 440 horsepower and could hit 190 miles per hour, rivaling Ferrari and Porsche. Its carbon fiber and Kevlar body gave it a futuristic look, and Dodge considered limited production, but high costs kept it a one-off prototype. Despite that, it remains one of Dodge's coolest concept cars and a true pop culture icon. Number 11. Peugeot Quasar. Peugeot isn't a name often associated with supercars, but with the Quasar, they set out to change that perception. This concept car was a bold experiment, blending sharp, wedge-shaped styling with cutting-edge performance technology. It wasn't just about looks. It was built to deliver serious speed. At its core, the Quasar housed a mid-mounted, twin-turbocharged 1.6-liter, 4-cylinder engine, pushing an incredible 600 horsepower, an astonishing figure for the 1980s. Combined with a lightweight frame and all-wheel drive, it had all the ingredients of a high-performance machine, even though it was never meant for mass production. Inside, Peugeot treated the Quasar as a laboratory for innovation. The cabin featured a fully digital dashboard, an advanced control system, and a driver-focused layout that felt more like a high-tech cockpit than a traditional sports car. Many of these features later trickled down into Peugeot's production models, proving that even a one-off concept could have a lasting impact. Though the Quasar never hit the streets, it left its mark on Peugeot's design philosophy, showing that the company was more than capable of building something exotic and high performance when they dared to push the envelope. Number 10. Chevrolet Corvette Indy. GM pulled out all the stops with the Corvette Indy, a concept that reimagined what the Corvette could be. With a mid-engine layout, all-wheel drive, and race-inspired engineering, it was a bold glimpse into Chevrolet's ambitions, one that wouldn't become a reality until the C8 Corvette arrived over 30 years later. At its heart was a twin-turbo 2.65-liter V8, originally developed for IndyCar racing, churning out 600 horsepower. This powerhouse was wrapped in a lightweight carbon fiber and Kevlar body, paired with active suspension and advanced aerodynamics to maximize speed and control. Inside, Chevrolet took an entirely new approach to driver engagement. The Indy featured a digital dashboard, a cockpit-style layout, and groundbreaking drive-by-wire technology, eliminating traditional mechanical linkages for steering and throttle. These innovations were unheard of in production cars at the time, making the Corvette Indy a true engineering showcase. Though it never made it past the concept stage, the Corvette Indy wasn't just an experiment, it was a blueprint. Many of its design elements and engineering breakthroughs paved the way for future mid-engine Corvette prototypes, proving that Chevrolet had long been serious about evolving its most iconic sports car. Number 9. Pontiac Pursuit Concept. The Pontiac Pursuit looked straight out of a sci-fi show, featuring a gas-turbine-powered train and a futuristic cockpit, packed with touch-sensitive controls and digital displays. While the turbine engine promised efficiency, it was too expensive for production. However, its high-tech interior previewed features that later appeared in GM models, proving that even bold concept cars could influence future designs. Number 8. Lancia Orca by Ital Design. Lancia, known for its bold engineering and rally victories, took a different direction with the Orca, In collaboration with Design, they created a sleek, ultra-aerodynamic luxury sedan that turned heads with its progressive approach to both design and technology. The Orca's wedge-shaped profile was designed to minimize drag and maximize efficiency. Its low stance, enclosed undercarriage, and sharply angled windshield all worked in harmony to improve aerodynamics. To enhance its smooth lines, Design even incorporated hidden door handles and pop-up headlights, ensuring airflow remained uninterrupted. Inside, the Orca featured a digital dashboard, a computerized climate control system, and an electronic instrument cluster, innovations that made it feel more like a high-tech cockpit than a traditional sedan. These elements were far from common in cars of the era, setting the Orca apart from its competitors. Although it never reached production, the Orca's striking design and advanced features influenced future Lancia and Design models. It showed that the 1980s weren't just about bold looks. They were a time when concept cars were testing grounds for real advancements in automotive technology. Number 7. Suzuki RS1. Suzuki built its name on small cars and motorcycles, but the RS1 showed they had bigger ambitions. The mid-engine coupe had the makings of a true sports car, with sharp styling, nimble handling, and a lightweight design that could have made it a serious contender against the Toyota MR2. Its low-slung body featured pop-up headlights and a wraparound windshield, giving it a sleek, race-inspired look. Inside, the digital dashboard and driver-focused cockpit reinforced its high-performance intent. Every detail was designed to heighten the driving experience. Despite its promise, the RS1 never made it to production. Whether due to market concerns or shifting priorities, Suzuki walked away from the project, leaving behind one of the most intriguing concept cars they ever built. Number 6. Isuzu Como F1. The Isuzu Como F1 was one of the most unconventional concept cars ever built, a minivan with the heart of a race car. It was an unusual mix of practicality and high performance, resulting in a design that looked more suited for a sci-fi film than city streets. At first glance, it had the tall profile of a minivan, but a closer look revealed a sleek, low-slung stance built for speed. The cockpit-style windshield, wedge-shaped body, and sharp angles gave it an unmistakable racing influence, setting it apart from the boxy vans of its time. Inside, Isuzu went all in on innovation, fitting the Como F1 with a digital dashboard, a driver-focused layout, and sports-style seats that felt more like a supercar than a family hauler. It was a bold attempt to blend comfort with cutting-edge performance. Though never meant for mass production, the Como F1 was more than just a design exercise. Some of its aerodynamic elements and interior tech found their way into later Isuzu vehicles, proving that even the strangest concepts can leave a lasting mark. Number 5. Buick Wildcat. Buick took a bold step into supercar territory with the Wildcat, a low-slung concept featuring gullwing doors, all-wheel drive, and sleek aerodynamics. Powered by a mid-mounted 3.8-liter turbocharged V6, it promised serious performance thanks to its lightweight construction and advanced drivetrain. Inside, the wraparound digital dashboard and fighter jet-style seats made it feel like a cockpit. GM never planned to mass-produce the Wildcat, but it remains one of Buick's coolest forgotten concepts, proving they could think beyond luxury sedans. Number 4. Mazda MX-03. Buick wasn't the only brand pushing boundaries in the 80s. Mazda took things even further with the MX-03, a futuristic, high-performance concept that showcased cutting-edge technology. Powered by a triple-rotor rotary engine producing 315 horsepower, the MX-03 featured all-wheel drive and rear-wheel steering, giving it advanced handling for its time. Inside, Mazda packed it with a fully digital dashboard, heads-up display, and touch controls previewing future driver-focused designs. Though never intended for production, the MX-03's technology influenced later Mazda models, especially the RX-7 and other early 90s concepts. Number 3. Ferrari Mythos. The Ferrari Mythos, designed by Pininfarina, was a radical wedge-shaped concept that previewed Ferrari's future design language and influenced the F50. Built on the Ferrari Testarossas platform, it featured a 4.9-liter flat 12 engine producing 390 horsepower. Unlike the Testarossa, it had a low-slung, open-top design and an adjustable rear wing for better aerodynamics. The Mythos served as a testbed for Ferrari's future supercars, influencing the F50 styling and aerodynamics. A few private collectors, including the Sultan of Brunei, commissioned custom-built versions, making it one of the rarest Ferrari concepts ever. Number 2. Italdesign Aspid. The Italdesign Aspid was one of the most radical aerodynamic experiments of the 1980s. Designed by Giorgetto Giugiaro, it featured a teardrop-shaped body, hidden wheels, and an elongated tail to reduce air resistance and improve stability. Inside, the wraparound windshield and minimalist dashboard emphasized driver visibility and control. Though never intended for production, its low-drag design influenced later Italdesign projects and even modern electric vehicles. While the Aspid pushed aerodynamics to the extreme, the next car on our list took things even further with a Formula One engine and a road-legal body. Number 1. Yamaha OX9911 prototype. Last on our list is the Yamaha OX9911, a Formula One-inspired supercar that never made it to production. Built with a carbon fiber body, a single-seat layout, and a bubble-style canopy, it looked more like a race car than a road car. Power came from a 3.5-liter V12 taken from Yamaha's F1 program, capable of hitting 10,000 RPM and producing 400 horsepower. Weighing just 2,500 pounds, it had the potential to deliver incredible speed and handling. Despite its potential, financial troubles and internal conflicts led to the project's cancellation, with only 3 prototypes ever built. Though it never hit the streets, the OX9911 remains one of the most extreme concept cars of the 80s. And that's a wrap on our list. Which of these crazy 80s concept cars surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic car content.